Am I the butthole? Any_shoulder_8495 says, am I the butthole for not pretending to struggle as a new mom? I have been debating if I should even post this for days, but I feel the need to hear from people that are not involved in this situation. I, 28 female, had my first child 4 months ago. My husband, 34 male, is deployed overseas, but we were lucky enough that he was able to attend the birth. Since I knew I would be a single mom basically, we planned very well before starting to even try to conceive. I saved 100% of my paycheck for over a year, so I could stay home until my baby is at least 1 year old. While pregnant, I filled 2 freezers with casseroles or crock-pot packs. We have a whole room filled with baby necessities bought over 2 years. Basically whatever can make my workload lighter after giving birth. Also, as the eldest of 5 kids who was parentified to hell and back, I did not have the same fear that most new moms do. Now to the situation. I met another mom during mommy yoga. We hit it off and became friends. She had her baby 2 weeks before me. We kept in contact via SM, but didn't get around to meeting until last month. She visited me, and from the get-go was surprised at how clean my house was and how rested I was. So I told her what I told you above. Not to brag, but because she asked. Then she invited me to her home, and when I got there she seemed on the verge of tears. Apparently her baby was sick and won't stop crying. She also has not been sleeping well. So I offered to watch her baby while she has a nap and maybe a shower. She was very thankful. I also asked if I could pick around the house a bit, and she was very grateful for that. I let her sleep for 5 hours. During that time I cleaned her living room, kitchen, and folded some laundry. I also took care of both babies. When she woke up, she was very sorry for sleeping so long and for saddling me with childcare and housework. I said that it was fine. It's nothing I'm not used to. A day later, she sent me a long text. The gist of it is that me being so put together made her feel like a horrible mom, and that me saying that what I did for her being nothing made her feel like a total failure. She said that she wanted some space from me because I make her feel bad about herself. I replied with okay, take all the time you need, but I did not say sorry. Then a mutual friend said that she is blasting me for not apologizing after her first text. Was I really the Amethyst4321 says, NTA. She's really self-sabotaging here. She could've had a friend to help her, but instead she's dragging you for planning well. I would've said NAH, except for that last line about her blasting you for not apologizing. That's childish, asshole behavior in this case. Mitcha Sound says, as a mother, I would have been so grateful if someone had done all this for me when I was struggling. Sure, I probably would have felt a bit of a failure and compared myself to you too, but I would never have blamed you for those feelings. Don't apologize for a damn thing, op. Blacksmith Forge 3241 says, the thing is, I bet Op would have helped her plan/organize things if she'd kept her whining to herself. I think Op would have helped her prep/organize food. I bet she would know where to find good deals on baby things. All this friend did was F/CK herself over, and she deserves it. Affectionate War 7782 says, NTA, but I will say that there's only so much you can prep if your baby is colicky or isn't a good sleeper. I had a lot of prep done with my oldest and thought I was world's best mom. I had even more freezer meals and a couple years of parenting under my belt with my second, and he came out screaming and didn't stop for about 2 years. And I had a 2-year-old to wrangle. The amount of times my husband came home to a ransacked house and 3 crying people, it was rough. I think you had very kind instincts and what you did for her was lovely. But I can understand how a struggling mom who already feels like she's failing may be sensitive about this topic. Bookinedworm says, Yeah, prep is so helpful, but you can't out-prepare colic or other issues. I feel lucky that my 3-month-old gave us 4 to 5 hour chunks of sleep at a time right off the bat, and now it's 6 to 8 hours pretty consistently, but not always of course. Unfortunately, he also only wants to nap for 30 minutes at a time during the day, which is super frustrating. I'm about to try and ninja off the bed now that he's finally back asleep. Mayo. r/am I the butthole? Dad throwaway 099 says, am I the butthole for demanding full custody of my child? I, 35 male, have a 6-year-old son Ben, with my ex-wife, Emma, 33 female. We were married for 8 years, but our relationship took a turn for the worse, and we separated 2 years ago. I've always tried to maintain a civil relationship with Emma, but she has made it increasingly difficult. Now I'm considering fighting for full custody of Ben, and I need some perspective on whether or not I'm the asshole here. Emma has always been unpredictable and, at times, downright crazy. During our marriage, she had wild mood swings and would often become verbally abusive. One particularly outrageous incident occurred when she accused me of cheating, which I never did, and proceeded to throw all of my clothes out of the window into the front yard. She then called my boss and coworkers, accusing me of various lies and trying to jeopardize my job. Thankfully, my boss and coworkers were understanding, and my job remained secure. Despite all this, I never wanted to keep Ben from his mother. We agreed on joint custody, and Ben would spend 1 week with me and the next with Emma. However, Emma has been increasingly manipulative, using Ben as a pawn to get back at me for imagined slights. She has consistently made false accusations against me to our friends, family, and even Ben's school, claiming that I'm an unfit father and that Ben is in danger with me. The breaking point came last month when Emma called CPS and accused me of abusing Ben. This was a complete lie, and I have never laid a finger on my son. CPS conducted a thorough investigation, interviewing both me and Ben. They found no evidence of abuse and closed the case. This false accusation deeply affected me, and I worry about the emotional toll it might take on Ben in the long run. I'm now considering fighting for full custody of Ben, as I believe his mother's manipulative and unstable behavior is causing him harm. I have documented evidence of Emma's erratic behavior, including text messages and emails, and I believe that I can provide a more stable and loving environment for Ben. However, I worry that I might be the asshole for trying to remove his mother from his life, even if it's only temporarily, until she gets the help she needs. So, am I the butthole for demanding full custody of my child after my manipulative and unstable ex-wife involved CPS and falsely accused me of abuse? Asuka Solo says, NTA. Consult with a lawyer as soon as possible. Potential outcomes and cost. Ruthbarb says, NTA, the full CPS report makes her dangerous to your son and you. Reprobot3 says, yeah, how about talking to a lawyer instead of posting online about it? This is way above Reddit's pay grade. CPT Cuskry all the time says, NTA. You can get full custody and still have visitation rights for your ex. Don't take the mother away completely but still have control. Judgy_McJudgePants says, NTA, but get legal advice, which this isn't. Apatha Cryptic says, I mean, situations like this don't come down to anyone being an R if they are doing what they truly feel is in the best interest of the child. Clearly you both have different ideas of what that is, and that's where the court comes into play. I highly doubt you will be able to fully remove your son's mother from his life, but their relationship and how bonded they are may be a consideration. NTA for fighting for your child's best interests. YouthNation63 says, hell, I would sue her for defamation. Maybe not really, it's a lot of work, but you could. What if your boss or CPS had believed her lies? You could have lost your job, lost custody, maybe even been arrested. Get a lawyer and throw the book at her. Get custody. Maybe she can have supervised visitation. Every minute she has the child, she is poisoning him and warping him. Enough is enough. NTA. Rooster_local says. NTA, but you really need to get a good family lawyer who specializes in this kind of thing. Has your ex-wife ever visited a professional or been diagnosed with any kind of disorder? It sure sounds like she needs to if she hasn't. Maybe bare minimum the court can mandate that she get help as a condition of visitation. A lawyer should be able to advise. r/am I the butthole? Mammoth Application 70 says. Am I the butthole for suing my mother and her husband over child support payments? Update. Hi guys, I thought I'd use the holiday to finally sit down and update this situation because there was a turn of events. First of all, I want to say thank you again for all the support I got, but I did not proceed with the lawsuit. I'm going through the paperwork to drop everything and decided to settle this matter with my parents without a court involved. I think part of this is definitely the continued harassment my family put me through. I did not have a quiet minute since my first post. It was so bad that I'm currently on vacation with a friend to get some space from this mess. I decided that not losing my sisters mattered more to me than the money. I took my stepdad's offer and he upped it to $2,500, which is not near the amount they owe me, but I'm not in a bad living situation and it's fine. In the future the full child support will go on my account, not hers, and she agreed to pay her part as well. I graduate university next year. As soon as I do, I have decided to move out of state and start from zero. I will stay in close contact with my sisters, but I will make sure my parents can never contact me again, and if they do I will block them. Point 1. Thing the comments kept telling me is that every adult in my life failed me, and it took almost taking my mother to court to realize how right everyone is. I was abused, I was treated awful, but they won't get to me anymore. Thank you all for encouraging me. I needed to hear it. I'm wishing everyone the best. Telexus lawyer says. It's interesting. Child support is usually owed to parents, not children. I'm curious how the legal system works over there, or if this was an out-of-court settlement. Mammoth Application 70 says. I get the payments because I'm still in university and was basically forced out of my home earlier than I could fully support myself. The law here states that child support must be paid until the first vocational training is complete. This could either mean a university degree or an internship or something along those lines. If I don't live with my parents and I'm over the age of 18, they have to pay me directly. Cow Objective says. Lit is never due to the parents. They work as money administrators, but it must be understood that it is an obligation of the father towards a minor child or without work capacity. In theory, studying full-time prevents being able to carry out work activities, so you become dependent on your parents. Once the child can represent himself, the task of administrator of the father disappears, but justice is pleaded. If the change of addressee is not requested, the parents will continue to be administrators. Particular Try 5584 says. I'm glad you are on the up and out. One foot in front of the other. And I'm glad you have a resolution that isn't insulting but a start. Man, you are going to be an awesome human at the other end of all this. You are well on the path already. Your ability to be flexible in your solution, rather than rigidly pursuing something that will cause you huge amounts of suffering, to get there shows you care more about yourself than most people realize, and a level of maturity most people on Reddit seem to have avoided. Go Team U. Redditor says. I decided that not losing my sisters mattered more to me than the money. I think you are making a mistake. If they can use that as a lever to get you to lay off now, they will use it in the future as well. And they have shown themselves to be unreliable liars. You can't trust that they will keep up with every agreement you make now over a longer period of time. As soon as the imminent danger is over, you might be back to square one. I still hope it goes well for you.